Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are in the rest of the world. We're still here at the Chamber of Mines annual conference, and we've got an interesting chap here, Doug Moris from Barloworld, Zimbabwe. What brings you here?
Well, I thought this was an awesome opportunity to meet some guys from the mining sector in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, funny enough, everyone thinks it's a diminishing market, but it's not. I think it's a growing market, in my opinion. I was actually born in Zimbabwe. Funny enough, I've come from South Africa, but I was born in Harare.
Oh, really?
So
okay, fantastic.
It's quite a personal thing to me. It's a great place to be. Beautiful venue. And nice to interact with some of my peers and colleagues, and our team is here as well. Our Barloworld Zimbabwe team is a lot of the guys are here today as well.
Okay, all right. And is this your first time here, or you
to this mining? Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so it's my first time to this particular event.
And what's your experience so far?
So far, so good. I only flew in today, so I missed day one, but I'm here today and tomorrow. And apparently on Saturday there's a bit of a golf day, so we can get to know all the guys on a bit of a personal level, which will be great. I'm so looking forward to it.
For the benefit of our audience, Barloworld, you're into yellow equipment?
Absolutely, yeah. Mining and construction equipment. We've got a big player in the industry. Actually, if you Google Caterpillar brand, we're the appointed dealer for quite a few countries in Africa. And Zimbabwe being one of our target markets. So
and how does Zimbabwe fare with the rest of Africa when you look at the amount of business that you write in Zimbabwe compared to?
Not too bad. As I said, the narrative I think is quite negative, which is not right. I mean, as I said, I was born here, I love the place, and I can see it growing. There was quite a few interesting presentations today from Mr. Mgwagwa himself, the son of, I think it's the son of the president.
The Deputy Minister of Finance. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, he was really positive. I loved the way he spoke. I thought that was quite great. The Minister of Minerals, he was of Mines. There was some really, really interesting speakers today that I thought. And then the precious, the platinums and things, the PGM. I thought it was quite good presentations they had on those. I know the price has gone down with the battery-operated vehicles, but there's still demand here, and the guys are resilient, and they're making money, and they make a plan. Zimbabweans are resilient people. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's a good time to be in mining, especially in the last 5 years, especially in gold mining. So let's compare Zimbabwe to the rest of Africa. Let's hear the positives and let's hear what we could improve on. What's the positive? What's the thing that we're selling as Zimbabweans that you think we need to do more of?
Well, I think, you know what's so funny is actually when you land here, just the friendly people. I don't know about you if you travel. I travel a lot through the world, and you land in Zim and you just feel like, wow, the guys are just so nice and helpful. You arrive here, guys are trying to carry your bags, they're trying to look after you, and you don't get that anywhere else in the world. So I think let's do more of that. Do less of. I think we all struggle in terms of trying to get currency and business really going, getting off the ground here. But it's improving. It really is improving. I've spoken to a few guys today on the funding side. It is improving. So it's open for business. But it is difficult. That's probably the most difficult thing to overcome currency. as a foreign company.
All right. And then South Africa. Tell us what's actually happening in South Africa.
Well, South Africa, I mean, I love South Africa. I live there now, as I said earlier. Great place. I think the economy there is fairly flat at the moment. It's in a state of flux. Don't know if you guys saw the interview last night with Ramaphosa and Donald Trump. And
a bit of theatre there.
Like guys are all over the show, and we don't know what's going on.
What's your take on that?
Sure, I don't believe half the things I hear, so I'm very neutral as to what I say and see. But that to me was fascinating. But I thought Ramaphosa was quite a clever guy, bringing like professional golfers with, and he
everybody
like the A team with him to try and distract them. But I could see that was absolutely orchestrated. I mean, I think it was going so nicely. And then the book that he gave, all the golf courses in South Africa, it was going so nicely. And then what happens? Then some journalist who I think might have been planted asked the difficult question about white genocide, and then boom, all hell broke loose, as you all knew. Anyway, so it was an interesting interview, and I didn't see the because I went to sleep after that first bit, but I sort of didn't see when he came out again what the statements were, etc. As I said, I was
they had
this
lunch.
Morning.
They had lunch, and then Ramaphosa gave a press conference, and he sort of said that, you know what, I think the reasons why they came was to allay the fears, the American fears, and he thinks that they had accomplished that. And he thinks that sport diplomacy works. Because clearly Ernie Earls and other golfers
was there.
Yes, exactly. And Trump loves these people, so that actually helped, and that these people are proud, patriotic South Africans. That will go a long way. So I think that as far as Ramaphosa is concerned, I think that that was a good showing. But whether or not that will move, we're yet to see. We're yet to see how the Americans are going to react to it. And maybe G20 is an opportunity for South Africa to really showcase itself to the rest of the world. But what's the mood like as far as business is concerned in South Africa?
I think the guys are positive. I mean, we're cautiously positively optimistic. I think as most African countries are. I'm personally very optimistic, but that's my nature. I think I'm optimistic about a lot of things. But I think we're at the bottom of the
trough.
Trough. Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's up. And the operations of the GNU. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's not as effective as I would have liked it to have been. I would have liked it to have been, let's get all the rubbish behind us and let's move along and build roads, infrastructure, just get the economy going. And that seems to be a little bit delayed. I think there's a lot of infighting. They haven't quite found themselves yet. But it'll happen. It'll happen.
And what's the mood like from capital allocators when they look north of the Limpopo and they think about Zimbabwe? Because you probably on the African continent understand this market pretty much better than everybody else because of the proximity and the long history. For sure. As you know, where do you think what do you think the attitude is towards Zim as a business counterparty, as a destination for capital?
I think the guys take a little bit of a cautious approach to Zim still. I think if you recall back in the US dollar, the conversion to the RTGS?
RTGS, you're correct.
Dollar, and then a lot of people got burnt at that stage, South African
2016, 2017 kind of thing.
Absolutely, a lot of investors got a little bit burnt. And then the ZiG dollar came out a few more, like they were watching cautiously, hoping it's going to work. And I think that everyone's on the fence at the moment. I think that proves itself. There'll be a lot more investment, but at the moment, the guys are on the fence.
They're still trying.
Guys, I think it's a fantastic concept, this Friday drinks. I mean, to have a drink with every interview is great.
Cheers.
Thank you very much for the time. Thanks for interviewing me. And all the best with your podcast. I think it's brilliant. I've got a great concept.
Thank you very much.
And a great idea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much to Nedbank for sponsoring this and for the Chamber of Mines for hosting us.
Great. Onwards and upwards, guys.
I'll
watch you with interest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much.